I still remember the exact moment when everything changed. It was a Tuesday afternoon, and I was sitting in my home office, reviewing quarterly reports from my consulting firm. The phone rang, Mom's number flashing on the screen. "Daniel, thank God you picked up." Her voice trembled with that familiar urgency I'd heard too many times before. "It's about Jessica. She's in serious trouble." My younger sister, Jessica, 28 years old, perpetually in crisis, and somehow always my responsibility to fix. "What happened now, Mom?" I asked, already feeling the weight of whatever was coming settle on my shoulders. "The bank is threatening foreclosure on her house. She missed 6 months of mortgage payments. And there are credit cards, Daniel. So many credit cards. She's drowning, and if we don't help her, she'll lose everything." I closed my laptop slowly, processing this information. This wasn't the first time Jessica had found herself in financial disaster. There was the failed boutique business 3 years ago that cost me $45,000, the investment opportunity before that, another $30,000 down the drain, and countless smaller bailouts in between. "How much this time?" I asked, though I already dreaded the answer. Mom's silence stretched for what felt like an eternity. $127,000. I actually laughed, not because it was funny, but because the number was so absurdly large that my brain couldn't process it any other way. "Mom, that's more than most people make in 2 years. How did she even accumulate that much debt?" "Does it matter how?" Mom's voice shifted from pleading to defensive, the tone she always used when protecting Jessica. "She's your sister. She's family. We help family, Daniel. That's what your father would have wanted." There it was, the trump card. Dad had passed away 4 years ago, and Mom wielded his memory like a weapon whenever she needed me to do something unreasonable. "I need to think about this," I said. "There's no time to think. The foreclosure proceedings start next week. Daniel, please, you're the only one who can help. Your brother certainly can't. He's still getting his PhD. And I'm on a fixed income. You're successful. You have the money. Please don't let your sister become homeless." That evening, I sat across from my wife Claire at our dining table. She'd been my partner for 6 years, and she knew the history with my family better than anyone. "Let me guess," Claire said, not looking up from her tablet. "Jessica needs money again." $127,000. Claire's head snapped up. "You're joking." I wish I was. "Daniel, no, absolutely not. We've been through this before. Every single time you bail her out, she learns nothing. She just comes back for more." "I know, but nothing. We have our own future to think about. We want to start a family next year. We're saving for that lake house. This is insane." She was right. Of course she was right. But the image of Jessica losing her house, Mom's disappointed face, the ghost of Dad's expectations, it all pressed down on me like a physical weight. "What if this time is different?" I heard myself say. Claire stood up, her chair scraping loudly against the hardwood floor. "It's never different with her, Daniel. And you know what the worst part is? She doesn't even appreciate it. When have you ever heard a genuine thank you from Jessica? When has she ever acknowledged what you sacrifice for her?" I couldn't answer that, because Claire was right about that too. But 3 days later, I found myself in the bank authorizing a wire transfer for $127,000 to pay off Jessica's mortgage and credit card debts. Every click of the mouse felt like I was betraying my wife, my future, my own common sense. The bank manager, a woman named Patricia who'd handled my accounts for years, looked at me with barely concealed concern. "Mr. Morrison, are you absolutely certain about this transfer? This is a substantial amount." "I'm certain," I lied. "And this is going to your sister's creditors. Family emergency." Patricia nodded slowly, but I could see the judgment in her eyes. She'd probably seen this story play out 1,000 times. Successful person repeatedly bailing out irresponsible family member. When I told Jessica the money had been transferred, her response was underwhelming. "Oh, thank God, Daniel. You're literally saving my life right now. I promise, I swear, this is the last time. I'm going to get my act together. I'm starting a budget. I'm cutting up my credit cards. I'm going to pay you back every single penny." I'd heard these exact words before, multiple times. "Jessica, I need you to understand something. This is it. This is the last time. Claire and I are planning for our future, and I can't keep being your safety net." I know. You're the best brother ever. I have to go. I have a meeting with a potential client for my new business venture. Love you." She hung up before I could ask about this mysterious new business venture. 2 months passed. 2 months of relative peace. Jessica seemed to be doing well, or at least she wasn't calling with new emergencies. Mom was happy. Claire was still upset with me, but slowly warming up again. Then came Thanksgiving. Our family gathered at Mom's house for the holiday. My older brother Kevin was there with his girlfriend, a quiet woman named Sarah, who seemed perpetually uncomfortable at family gatherings. Jessica arrived last, stepping out of a brand new BMW X5. I felt my stomach drop. "Nice car," I said carefully as she walked up the driveway. "Isn't it gorgeous? I just got it last week. Fully loaded, heated seats, panoramic sunroof, the works. The dealership gave me an amazing deal." "Jessica," I could feel my blood pressure rising. "How did you pay for that car?" "Well, I didn't exactly pay for it. It's leased. Only $850 a month. That's nothing." $850 a month is not nothing, especially for someone who just had their entire financial life rescued 2 months ago. She rolled her eyes, actually rolled her eyes at me. "God, Daniel, you sound just like Dad. I needed reliable transportation for my business. This is an investment." Claire, standing beside me, squeezed my hand so hard I thought she might break bones. Inside, Mom had outdone herself with the feast. Turkey, stuffing, 3 types of potatoes, homemade rolls, and enough desserts for 20 people instead of the 6 of us. During dinner, Jessica regaled everyone with stories about her new business venture. Apparently, she'd started a lifestyle coaching company, teaching other people how to manifest abundance and financial freedom. The irony was thick, I could taste. "I already have 3 clients," she announced proudly. "I'm charging $200 per session, and I'm booked solid for the next month." "That's wonderful, honey," Mom beamed. "See, Daniel? I told you she just needed one more chance." Kevin, who'd been quiet throughout dinner, suddenly spoke up. "Jess, weren't you just broke 2 months ago? How are you qualified to teach financial coaching?" "Thank you, Kevin." Jessica's face flushed. "That was different. I was going through a difficult time, but now I've learned so much from that experience, and now I want to share that wisdom with others." "What wisdom exactly?" I couldn't help myself. "The wisdom of accumulating 6 figures of debt and having your brother bail you out?" The table went silent. "Daniel," Mom said sharply, "that's enough." "No, Mom, it's not enough. Do you know what I sacrificed to pay off that debt? Do you know that Claire and I had to postpone our plans to start a family? That we had to cancel our anniversary trip? And for what? So Jessica could buy a luxury car and play life coach?" Jessica's eyes narrowed. "I knew it. I knew you'd throw this in my face eventually. You always do this, Daniel. You help, but then you lord it over everyone like you're some kind of savior." "I lord it over everyone? Jessica, I gave you $127,000. And I didn't ask you to. Mom asked you to. You chose to give it. That's on you, not me." I stood up so fast my chair fell backward. "You didn't ask me to? Are you serious right now?" "Boys, girls, please," Mom interjected, tears forming in her eyes. "It's Thanksgiving. Can't we just be grateful and enjoy our family time?" I am grateful, Jessica said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. I'm grateful that I have a brother who's wealthy enough to play hero whenever he wants to feel important. Claire stood up next to me. That's it. We're leaving. No, wait, Jessica said, standing as well. I'm sorry, that was out of line. I feel like I can never measure up to you, Daniel. You're successful, you're married, you have this perfect life, and I'm just trying to figure things out. There was something in her voice, a vulnerability I hadn't heard in years. Against my better judgment, I felt myself softening. I don't have a perfect life, Jess. Nobody does. But I work hard, I make responsible choices, and when I make mistakes, I deal with the consequences instead of calling someone to fix them. You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm going to do better. I promise. We managed to get through the rest of Thanksgiving without. Her words haunted me for weeks afterward. Christmas came and went without incident. Jessica seemed to be doing well with her coaching business. Or at least she claimed to be. She posted constantly on social media about her transformation journey and her abundance mindset, alongside photos of expensive restaurants and what appeared to be a new designer handbag collection. Each post made my jaw clench a little tighter, but I told myself it wasn't my business anymore. I'd helped her. What she did with her second chance was up to her. Then, on a frigid January evening, I got a text from Kevin. Dude, check Jessica's Instagram story. You need to see this. I opened Instagram with a sense of dread. Jessica's story showed her at what looked like an upscale bar with several friends. They were laughing, holding expensive cocktails, and in the caption she'd written, "Celebrating my business hitting 6 figures. Who says you need a real job to make it?" 6 figures? From 3 clients at $200 per session? The math didn't add up, not even close. I was about to close the app when I saw another video in her story. This one showed her with a group of women I didn't recognize. They were clearly drunk, giggling and talking over each other, but then I heard Jessica's voice loud and clear. Honestly, the secret to success is having a brother who's basically an ATM. Like, whenever I need money, I just call crying to mom and boom, problem solved. The other women laughed. One of them said something I couldn't quite catch, and then Jessica responded, "I know, right? He totally fell for the whole 'I promise to change' thing. Men are so easy to manipulate if you just cry enough." The video ended. I sat there, phone in my hand, feeling like I'd been punched in the stomach. Claire walked into the room and immediately knew something was wrong. What happened? I handed her my phone without saying a word. I watched her face as she played the video, saw the moment the shock registered, then the anger. That ungrateful, manipulative little... Claire couldn't even finish the sentence. "She played me," I said quietly. "This whole time, she played me." My phone buzzed. It was Kevin. "Bro, I'm so sorry you had to see that. Are you okay?" I wasn't okay. I was the opposite of okay. I felt stupid, used, and utterly betrayed. But mostly I felt angry, an anger so cold and calculated that it scared me a little. "Daniel?" Claire sat down next to me, putting her hand on my knee. "What are you thinking?" I looked at my wife, this woman who had warned me, who had been right all along, who had stood by me even when I made the stupidest decision of my life. "I'm thinking," I said slowly, "that it's time Jessica learned a very important lesson about consequences." "What kind of lesson?" I pulled up my phone and started typing an email to my lawyer, a brilliant woman named Rebecca who'd helped me set up my business years ago. "The kind of lesson," I said, hitting send, "that she'll never forget."